Hi, we're the Stolen. The band originally formed when I was like 10 years old. I was living next door to Rob and Mike when I was like 3. And then, everything happened. They picked up instruments, so I joined them as well. And then at age 10, at least my age 10, because Rob's 2 years older than I am, we started the band. And we had one guy, one of our friends, his name was Charlie. We were chilling, I think, at their house, and we're like, we need a band name, because we were just kind of that band that played block parties and stuff. So he's like, hey, how about like the Stolen or something like that? That sounds cool. And we're like, all right, okay, that works. And it kind of just stuck with us ever since.
Our friend Charlie, who was in the band at the time when we were actually, I think, you had to be 9, because I think I was in 5th grade. Either way, we were all too young, too young playing our favorite dad rock covers, and yeah, Kiss, AC/DC, name it. And yeah, basically, none of us could really remember exactly if he had something stolen from him or where it even came from. But we're just basically like, all right, this is a sentimental value. We're not going to change his name, even though it's been 10 years later. But that's that.
How did your family and friends react to you guys being in a band and doing this totally different lifestyle? Were they really supportive about it? And did you know anyone that was also in the industry that kind of inspired you to want to do this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say with the band at least, it was different stages. So when we first started off, the parents were when we were 10 years old singing classic rock covers. Parents were all supportive about it. It was they thought it was a hobby. They didn't expect us to be touring. And then when touring came around, they were all really supportive about it. I know at least my parents. I go to school online, and they're supportive with that and the lifestyle that I live as a musician. And I think that's all you can ask, from your parents, is they just be supportive and let you follow your dreams. And my parents have done that, so it's been awesome.
Yeah, I would say the same. My parents are pretty supportive, but the number one thing is that I have to go to school as long as I want to do this. So as long as I keep up with that, actually I have to go do some tests after this interview. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I was really lucky. I grew up with my dad playing guitar around the house, and although my dad was never a touring musician or anything, he kind of always understood that this is what I wanted to do just from a young age. And both my mom and dad, I remember when my dad would be driving us to shows before any of us could even drive, in a minivan. And yeah, exactly. And the fact that they're really supportive of what we do at even just this level we're at now is really, really cool. So we have the same parents, so this is pretty much it.
Basically, it's definitely not easy telling your parents you're not gonna go to college and be a rock star and go tour. But yeah, they definitely support it because, we're trying our hardest at what we do, and we're still all working jobs and, trying to support ourselves, not just being complete bums. So yeah, they're all for it. I'm grateful for that.
I can speak for all of us is that if we, say weren't going to school or working our jobs, they probably wouldn't be as supportive as they are, but because we do other things and we're still, just working, not like Mike said, not being bums, just laying around. I think that's why they're also really supportive about it. So.
As a band, when you guys use social media, have you watched it grow from MySpace to Twitter and Facebook? Yeah. What has that been like? What has that been like, and what techniques have you found have been more beneficial to being in a band?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely. Now that you said that, it's really funny watching it go from MySpace to say now we're Twitter and Instagram. And I remember when MySpace was awesome. I was thinking about this. Was it? Yeah. See, when we had MySpace, it was at least our own personal ones. We would have, you could have the song on your profile. That's when we were still a cover band listening to just straight rock, classic rock. So it's you would log on to any of our MySpace profiles. I'd have AC/DC. Mike would have Guns N' Roses. I was a little MySpace kid. Yeah, Rob was Rob had some screamo on there. I don't know. He ventured off a little bit, but Soulja Boy. Yeah, but would you say Soldier Boy? It's Soulja, not Soldier. Anyway, but yeah, we've been on all social media platforms, and one thing that we always stress, no matter what platform it is interaction with our fans. We talking to our fans, interacting with them that way, and that's what I think social media is amazing. Is that a band like us, you could be someone in Texas or Michigan, wherever you are, we could still interact with you, and I think that's the best part. So I would say just. It allows us to interact with our fans, and we're very grateful for that. Kev, bro, you could add on.
Yeah, I mean, we brought our buddy Philippe on tour with us. He's from Flippin' Music. So, like, every day on tour, he's, like, taking photos. I think he's, like, over there somewhere. But, yeah. Yeah.
That's how good he is.
So, like, it's really cool that we get to keep up with our content and stuff and, like, post on Instagram every night, Twitter, you know, and tell the fans, like, where we're coming to the next city or whatever. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, like what Kevin said, communication is key. That's the cool thing about social media is you can talk to people from all over. I will say I do miss MySpace for the fact of it was, you know, kind of like a website, you know. Everyone else, yeah, Facebook is, but MySpace, you know, you could have it all. It was all like coded, like there was everything. There was a music player on there. Everything was all in one. It was really cool. Yeah, dude, that's where I learned how to like code websites and be really geeky. It was great. But no, even still today, I mean, everyone obviously has a smartphone. You can just check things from your phone and see where your favorite bands are playing. 'Cause that's what I do. I see where my favorite bands play. So, yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I don't really do social media. They don't let me touch the Twitter.
Mike can't type very well.
But yeah, I guess everything they're saying is true. It's definitely great to find out about shows because, in my opinion, like live music is the best way, like, to really get into a band. So finding out about shows on social media is very important.
Spotify is really prevalent right now. So you guys, what are your stances on it? Because I know a lot of artists are kind of against it, or some of them are super for it. So what do you guys think?
You know, the funny thing was someone asked me about this the other day, and what I said about streaming music is that I understand why artists do, you know, get upset with it, you know, and I'm all for one, like, you know, supporting that artist and buying their music. But I love the fact of having like any song I want to listen to right there at my fingertips, and that's really why I like it, because I mean, at least all of us, I can speak for us, that we listen to everything. Like in the van, we'll have like Tom Petty to like Fetty Wap to Fall Out Boy, and like I don't know, just crazy other like just so much stuff. So that's why we like streaming it, because instead of like, oh guys, I got to go to my computer or log onto iTunes and buy it and then listen to it, it's right there. So I'm for streaming music also as well, because you know with us, like we tell people we have Spotify. We have a Spotify we say Spotify what account, profile, whatever. So we tell people to stream our music because it's just another way to get your music out there and have people listening to it. So I think it helps, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because like with iTunes, you know, you have to buy stuff, and like if you're like say you're a band hustling at a show and you're like, hey, it's gonna really want to go on iTunes and buy a song and make that commitment without like really knowing what the music's like and stuff. So I'm all for it. I think it's really cool.
I'm all for streaming music like Spotify, Audio, Amazon Music, all that good stuff. Basically because, I mean, at the end of the day, what music's about is sharing your music with other people. And when it's that easy for someone to go and check your music out, yeah, you might be able to say, I can make $1 off this song. But if someone really wants to support your band, it's more them being able to stream and listen to your music and really understand what your message is. The more likely they're able to come out to a show and support you in another way. Maybe picking up a t-shirt, picking up a CD, something physical that they can actually hold. Like, you can't hold an iTunes sale. I mean, you can hold your iPhone, but you can't hold an iTunes sale. So to me, I think that's why it's so cool, because instead of having to go out to a store and save your money to buy it, you can listen to that music first and then support the band in another way. The whole world has kind of changed in that, so I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree with them. It makes it easier for the consumer to buy it. Not buy it, what am I saying? Listen to, and if they do really like it, then cool, go buy it on iTunes. Support them.